Morning, everybody, and happy Monday. And I'm here with two beautiful ladies. I'm here with Judith, and I'm here with Becca. And guess where we are? We're down in Texas at the Magnolia Pearl. And if you've never ever heard about the Magnolia Pearl, it's a true pearl. They make the most amazing clothing that you've ever seen in your life. And they've created the most amazing place for people to come to be taught health and music and beautiful clothing. And anyways, I'm here doing a personal treatment and training. And yesterday we finished day 2, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, day 2 of 4.
So what do you think?
Well, I think it's great. I got to finish the 3 weeks of training in Florida. I got to do the teaching certification a few weeks ago. So this is just an added bonus for me.
So what do you think of the work? And now that you've gotten into the type of work that I do, where do you think people stand? Where do you think the majority of the population stands out there? And what do you think that they have for actual, true support systems that are going to help them become healthy emotionally or physically?
Well, I think just myself as the gauge, which I have really nothing else to go by. I don't think I've ever experienced anything. I know I've never experienced anything like this. I come from a medical background, and I knew that that wasn't the fullness of what I wanted to do or what route I wanted to go, but I just wasn't sure of all the different options, how to simplify and put things together. And mainly the difference for me is the body work, because everything else is just a little band-aid. It releases the areas of the body that hurt, and it allows the body to heal itself. And I've never experienced anything like that before.
Releasing emotional trauma.
Yeah.
Because you bury all your trauma, all your drama in your body, and the more pain you have is the more pain that you've buried. But your pain is a GPS, and when you run from it, well, then you're gonna have hell to pay. What do you think about, we're here only 2 days, so what do you think?
I came here knowing that something would change because my mom came home from her 3-week
Can you speak a little louder? Because they're not going to pick it up.
Yeah.
They're not.
Say it again. Say it again.
She came home from her 3-week course, and I could see the change. So I came out here, and I knew that something I knew the gauge, the valve needed to explode for me. And so the work in the last 2 days has been a really beautiful release of a lot of pent-up trauma, and I feel calmer and more hopeful.
What did we do in the last 2 days that made you, can you just tell everybody what we did? What did we go through so far? And what did you go through?
You talked to us about our 12 steps.
12, yep, self-loving steps.
Yep. And you did a heart release on me last night. That was life-changing for the better.
And we did a pelvic release too, right?
Pelvic release.
Yeah. And
But we didn't get it all.
We couldn't get it all. Why couldn't we get it all?
I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck.
And why is she stuck? Because she was terrorized. Like almost every woman is terrorized in their pelvis area by men. So just understand that. Okay, so let's just get that. Men are the terror, okay? All right, they really are, because that's what we do. Like over 5,000 years ago, we decided to degrade women and try to make women into something less when they are the goddesses, the protector of the planet. So you were terrorized, right, when you were younger. And we won't get into details, but I tried to go in there and I released probably maybe 30 or 40%, but there's no way that you were willing to let go of the terror that you experienced when you were a little girl by men. So when do you think I'm going to be able to go back in there and release that?
How long? How long do you have to wait?
Well, the problem is the subconscious has to say, if I release this, I'm going to live and thrive. But your subconscious is saying, if he releases this, when this happened, it almost killed you. If we release this and he stirs this up, that experience might kill you now, and your subconscious is saying, there's no damn way that we're releasing this because I'm here to protect you. And your subconscious is not intelligent. Your subconscious says, whatever terrorized you the most, I'm going to bury deep down inside of you.
Yeah.
And if it's sexual, it's going to be in your pelvis, or it's going to be in your breasts. Why do you think there's so much breast cancer? As soon as men grow the hell up and they start getting into their feminine, breast cancer will leave this planet. We are the terror right now. So how long is it going to take before you're ready? It will depend on how much work you can do in convincing your subconscious that I'm not the terror. Because right now, all it knows is, oh my God, the last time that she felt like this, she was how old? 6 years old and being terrorized. Now this is happening again. Let's shut down. Let's bury this. Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Robin wants you to
So what do you
call.
think? What do you think?
I have to.
You have to what?
I have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, you have to get rid of it or it'll get rid of you.
Yeah.
So how has your health been over the last, let's say, 2 years? How's it going?
Not well.
Okay, so when you actually suppress sexual conflict, emotional conflict in your body, it has to turn into cancer, or it has to turn into heart disease. The only reason why there's so much heart disease is because we're walking around with broken hearts all the time. I mean, how do you feel now? You've had relationships with men, and how's that going?
The last one didn't turn out so great.
And what about the other ones?
There was only one other,
Really?
and that was when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it ended.
So here's the deal. Until you change how you feel about yourself, you're going to still continually get the same neurotic, psychotic, abusive man in your life.
Right.
So you are the antenna, you are the attraction, the law of attraction, and you're putting it out there.
Yeah.
And as long as you look weak, and as long as you look like a victim, you are going to get these predators, and they're going to be so sweet to you, and they're going to do everything for you until, I think you already know how the story goes, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel physically today from me going in? How's the heart area? Pretty tender, right?
It's tender, especially when I lift my arm.
Yeah.
She said she could actually feel what felt like fingers.
Fingers.
When you said that there was
You
a
can
fist
speak a little
around.
louder.
When Daryl said that there was like a fist around her heart, and so she said that she could actually feel like what felt like fingers when he was working on that, doing the body work, doing the tissue work on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the release though. I feel.
So what you're going to find, everybody out there in Facebook land, is that you'll always find that this, even though most people are right-handed. Are you right-handed?
Left.
You're left-handed, okay. But in most cases, most people are right-handed. They'll actually be higher. And with men, they really do it. They really suppress the emotions. I'm not talking about that. You'll see that sometimes the left side is actually an inch higher. Okay, so we need to go in there and release the heart, and we need to go in and release the root chakra, because that's the energy, and that's the pelvis, and that's where everything starts. If you were to go in and release the heart, release the pelvis, that's where everything starts for the healing. And people don't understand this, but when we do the deep tissue work, the main endocrine system for the human body is the bones and the muscles. It's nothing else.
Right.
So if you go in and you create and you release this emotion and get rid of this negative emotion, then you release positive chemicals. So what do you think? What's your plan now? We've got a couple more days left here, but what's your plan? How do you feel things are going to be different for you?
I feel like I have to release this. I feel like I have to I don't have any other options.
How are you going to treat yourself different, your mother different, and the way you live your life? How are you going to create that perfect day on an emotional and physical level? When you get up in the morning until you go to bed, what's going to be different that's going to make you different, that is going to make you not look like you've lost your blood? What's going to make you look different, that you're going to gain muscle, you're going to gain weight, and you're going to start really becoming your real self?
Releasing all the trauma from my root and replacing it with the good energy.
And what is the good energy?
The kindness and the release and the calm.
Kindness to you.
yourself.
loving you
Right.
for the first time in your life. I mean,
Right.
have you ever truly loved yourself?
No.
Okay, well, that's it right there. And you better get this out there. All right, unless you're going to love yourself, I don't care how much you love the world or love everyone else. How's that feel to be sucked out and drained? All right,
Yeah,
and
it
that's the
is.
truth. I mean,
Deadly.
love doesn't
Deadly.
work. Self-love works. Healthcare doesn't work. Self-care works because there's only one healing, and it's self-healing. And you've got to have the care and the love for yourself, or else it's never going to go down. It's a
Right.
Band-Aid.
Yeah,
What would you
it's
like?
all bad.
What would you like to tell everybody?
This is very real for me, and I believe that this is real for anyone who has the wherewithal and emotional capability to handle to deal with it.
You mean
deal
to,
with it.
to finally take a look at yourself
To
and
deal
find
with
out
all
that
that.
you're a beautiful goddess. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I cannot do that. I cannot look at myself as a beautiful goddess. I won't. I'll die first.
I don't want to die for it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want
I'll
to die
hold on
from
to
it.
my story
Yeah, I
and
don't
tell
want to-
everyone my sad story.
I don't
Yeah.
want to die from my story.
Because
I wanna
guess
live.
what? It's not your story. It's his story.
Story.
You need to make your own story.
Yeah.
All right? So let's make our own stories. Have a beautiful day.
Yes, have a beautiful day.
It says finish in the corner.